nothing more satisfying to me than to see those scenes of children with books in their hands and the look of joy on a child's face because the book is theirs to own. But really, in the beginning, it was a crazy idea that we thought, let's try it out. We know that 58% of South African households don't have a single book in them, and that 93% have fewer than 10 books in them.
We have this big vision that we would like every child to own 100 books by the age of 5. Book Dash is a project to put more children's books in the world, and if we want to make them properly accessible, we have to be able to print them cheaply and share them widely and translate them easily.
We're here today as a kind of grand experiment in trying to impact or help out the literacy crisis in some way in South Africa.
We basically came up with this idea of Book Dash, which is a hackathon for books.
Let's just get right into this. So these books actually were made in 24 hours.
Even shorter, 12 hours.
12 hours,
Yeah.
sorry, 12 hours. Now, how?
It's just an incredible thing. What we do is we get these teams of writers, illustrators, designers together, and they work for a 12-hour marathon.
So I wanted to take part in this because I really feel like I can do more with my talent, and I really just want to give back to the community and like have my name on something so cool.
And the idea worked. The first Book Dashes were such a success. People really wanted to get involved in the movement.
I've decided this one day to give this story to the world for free. It's my little payback. A child is a little person in a big world, and books and reading and storytelling just fires their imagination. It opens the world to them.
I think we've been flying under the radar for the first 2 years of our existence, just quietly producing the 50 books that we've done so far.
This is not about putting a few books in a small library. This is about putting lots of books in every child's home. And we're part of really an international team effort to fix the problem of childhood literacy. And by these amazing people doing this volunteering work today, that becomes possible.
You can imagine that the kind of people who give up their day to create something so good for the world are the kind of people you really do want to hang out with. So every single time I've done this, it's been a blast, and the work has consistently been incredible.
I'm going to be illustrating 12 illustrations in one day, which is a lot for me because usually a book for me takes about three months.
I can't believe it's been 3.5 years, 86 books so far, and we're going to add another 12 today.
When we were printing and distributing and we hit 100,000 books, we set ourselves the target of 1 million books by 2020, and it seemed very unachievable at the time and like a crazy moonshot, but we knew we had to put a number on it.
So far, Book Dash over the last 5 years has printed over 430,000 books that have got to children all over the country. And if we can give books to children when they are really, really young, the research shows we can have a massive impact on their development throughout their lives.
A lot of the times I think we buy books which are very much based in a UK or US context. But I love the fact that Book Dash books focus on books that are relevant to South African children.
We also work with funders and partners to translate the books into the 11 official South African languages.
Our distribution partners are organizations across the country who are literacy promotion organizations, and they then distribute the books to the children and their families. They work with the parents about why reading is so important. They really help to create this kind of excitement about the joy of reading. There's a large body of research that shows how important it is for children to own books in the home.
Everything Book Dash creates, we share with the world. So we license everything under a Creative Commons license. That means all the books go onto our website for free. Anyone can read, download, print, distribute, whatever they like to do with those books. And we've seen the world just take that in both hands. It's been incredible. Today is a really important day. We are printing our 1,000th book, and for us, it's a sign of the continued momentum behind the Book Dash movement. We've hit the 1 million, and that's great, but if we really want every child to own 100 books before the age of 5, we need many, many millions more books in the world. We happen to be giving these books away, but we should never forget that on the other end, a child is owning a book and owning often their first book and thinking of themselves as a reader. We've also heard feedback that the kids love the books so much that they put them under their pillows before they go to sleep. And that just lets us know the books are valued and what we're doing is making a difference. Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into the Book Dash presentation. My name is Julia, as you would have seen in the video, and a really warm welcome to everyone at the Letasa Conference 2021. I'm here to, now that you've had an introduction to Book Dash, understand who we are, what we're about, and how we work, I'd like to zoom in on a specific partnership and project with Solon Foundation South Africa since 2015 that has allowed us to print and distribute 550,000 copies of Book Dash books to children through partners across the country. As I said, we've been working with Solon Foundation South Africa for many years now. They were an early supporter of our work and of our vision of every child owning 100 books by the age of 5. And they've really been pivotal in Book Dash's success and the impact we've had to date. So this presentation is also a little bit about shining light on the donor partners who make this work possible in promoting literacy in South Africa. And Solon Foundation have sponsored Book Dash events where we've been able to create new Book Dash books. They've also funded translations of the books across multiple languages. And by far, most significantly, I think, has been the printing and distribution project that we've been doing over 6 or 7 years now with a network of 60 partners across the country to distribute over 500,000 Book Dash books to children, and that's what I want to talk to everyone about today. With this project, we really wanted to get an idea of the size and growth of the project over the years as well. And so one of the things we put together was this map. And if I just click through, it's going to show the location of the partners that distributed the books to children by year. And so it also shows in this tab on the side, it shows the number of books that were distributed each year through those partners. And by clicking through here, you can see how our reach grew and the number of partners we included in the project grew each year. And actually last year, we did 2 rounds of distribution and totaling almost 300,000 books that went out to children through the partners. And the nice thing about this map is it also allows you to zoom in so we can see not only the location of the partners, but also we can click on the partner. We can find out a bit more information about the children they work with, how they intend to use the books, what impact the books have made to their ability to promote literacy within their organization, and interesting things like before this project, were they able to give books away to children to own, or whether the project has enabled that for the first time. And we can also see if we've had photos sent in by the partners of children with books. That's also captured on this map for each year of distribution. And it's a really powerful way for us to capture the quantitative values and impact of the project, the number of books, the number of partners. Out of interest, it's over 60 partners around the country who are all working with young children and their caregivers to promote literacy, and usually were not previously able to distribute books for the children to own, especially not books that are of contextual and language relevance. And as well as getting the qualitative feedback from the partners in terms of written feedback and some case studies, and also photos directly from the beneficiary organizations. And then if we look at the full project in numbers, another thing I just wanted to highlight was some of the statistics that are coming out of this. And one of the questions we always ask partners is, before receiving Book Dash books in this way, were you ever able to give books to the children to take home and own? And this is just the feedback from this year, where we worked with 35 partners, and over 15 of them said never. They were never able to give books to children to take home and own before Book Dash and Solon Foundation teamed up to make this possible. And about 7 of the partners said that they were sometimes able to give children books to take home and own, but they often qualify this with saying that it was once or twice, and the books are often secondhand or donated, and might not be of the same quality and relevance as the Book Dash books. So I think it's really important for us as an organization that wants to enable our partners to promote literacy in a more effective way, to know that we are making a difference from that point of view. And then if we look at the total number of books that have been distributed and just do a check across the language. And now it's important to remember that the partner network of this particular partnership is skewed slightly towards Western Cape, Eastern Cape, and KZN, particularly in KZN, where Solon Foundation South Africa has their offices based. But it's useful to just see that of the over 500,000 books, about 150,000 of those were in English, and the rest, the remaining 400,000, have been either in wordless, which people absolutely love and rave about, the ability to stimulate critical thinking and comprehension and creativity amongst the children as well as the caregivers. And then about 300,000 are spread across the African languages in South Africa. And I think that that's a useful breakdown to see. And every year as we go, we are working with the partners as well to keep encouraging mother tongue learning and home language learning, especially for the very young age group that we're targeting. The feedback that I wanted to highlight was from the Jepong Children's Project, and they really clarify how the books make a difference in this bit of feedback, where they say, who does it help? Number one, it helps our caregivers. They are equipped and supported to positively interact with their children, while also contributing to their children's development in a variety of ways. And the books, because there are sufficient volumes of books for children to take home and own, it really empowers and brings the caregiver into the equation. Number two, our children learn and grow as they use the Book Dash books, and they also have fun while doing so. And number three, our educators and facilitators are equipped with these books to help the children in our respective programs to develop a love for reading and also reaching their educational objectives by doing so. And I think this speaks to a really important value of Book Dashes, which is collaboration and partnership. We want to provide the resources, namely beautiful books in a variety of languages with context that children can relate to organizations who are already working with children and caregivers and the community to promote literacy. And we'd like to empower and enable them with these books to do their jobs better. This bit of feedback that we got from the African Angels organization based in the Eastern Cape. And they say, we have sufficient books of the same title to keep a set at the creche, as well as sending each child home with one. This way, Lindiwe, their teacher, can use it in class, and then they can go home and read the book to their mom, dad, or sibling. We've always included and encouraged our parents to be part of their child's education, and they are always so proud to see their child's academic development. The book titled Lost Toy with no words, but with pictures that were familiar, a crying baby, a barking dog, taxis, and a lost toy, was perfect for these little people to make up their own stories.
I love the independence of them choosing their own book and not just choosing the same one as their friend did, but choosing a different one, reading their book, and then sharing their book with someone else. So there's also the creation of the language, the interaction has been amazing. The little boy in the picture on the left, the far left, is actually a little boy who has some challenges, lots of challenges. And when the books went into the creche, he chose his book and just quietly went off to him on his own, lay down on the mat, took off his mask, you can see his mask on the left there, and was absolutely engrossed in his story. And again, I think that's what we want to just feedback to both Book Dash and Solon Foundation is that I don't think you realize that every day you give kids a gift. You know, it might feel like just on the day that of the delivery of the books that it's a gift, and you know you see the pictures of the delivery, but I don't know that you always see exactly what those children are getting every single day when they open that book. So from us and our team, we just wanted to say a really, really big thank you to all of you for what you have helped us to achieve in our programs.